Public housing was a large part of Marietta up until the last decade. In what the city says is an effort to revamp interest in the city and reduce crime, most of the public housing has been demolished. Since 2003, the Marietta Housing Authority has torn down almost all the major housing projects. These projects include Johnny Walker, Clay, Lyman, Boston, and soon to be Fort Hill Homes. Fort Hill Homes is the only one remaining, and it is scheduled to be razed in 2012. Boston, Lyman, and Johnny Walker homes are now all vacant pieces of land. There were high hopes for Clay Homes, which eventually became Meeting Park, but development plans were never completed. All that stands now are a few townhomes. Recently, the developer of the Johnny Walker site went bankrupt, leaving speculation of what will come of the land. Beth Sessoms is the Director of Economic Development in Marietta and spoke to us about the former public housing sites.
But in order to try to stabilize the community and create more home ownership opportunities, the city worked with the Marietta Housing Authority to try to get rid of some of the public housing projects that were built back in the, I think, 40s and 50s. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, the economy took a turn for the worse, and a lot of the projects that were really getting ready to come out of the ground and start being built, a lot of the developers sort of had to go on hold.
Sessoms explained one of the goals for tearing down the public housing sites was to decrease the amount of renters in Marietta and increase the amount of ownership.
We would love to see development happen. I mean, we've worked really hard over the last 9-10 years on trying to provide home ownership opportunities. Yeah, it's very discouraging when these projects don't get built out, but we can't control the marketplace.
So what has happened to the people who lived in these vacant sites? They were given Section 8 vouchers. Because the city decided to raise the public housing, the residents had no choice but to move. Section 8 vouchers allow people to choose where they want to live.
They apply for and receive a voucher, which is known as a Section 8 voucher. They get this voucher after they qualify, and they can use that anywhere in the county where they can find a landlord who would be willing to sign a contract with us in which we subsidize the rent for the tenant.
Raymond Boudet is the director of Marietta Public Housing and says before Fort Hills is torn down, the residents will be provided with assistance in order to move.
We really help the folks that we give vouchers to when we're tearing down the housing they're living in.
The people of Fort Hill Homes are excited about being given Section 8 vouchers and being able to choose where they want to live.
Those vouchers going to mean that you can have your choice now to have something beautiful. You get an area, you got a chance to pick and choose the area you want to go in to grow. These vouchers are awesome. It's better than money.
Oris Walker, a resident of Fort Hill Homes, has been on public housing for 15 years and wants to transition out of it. It is his goal to soon not rely on government housing.
Some people have told me that I was born in the projects and I'll die here in the projects. I hope that I would not be under public housing, but if so, the vouchers are the best thing in the world.
Dawn Wilson, a recipient of the Section 8 voucher, was once a resident of multiple Marietta housing projects. She used her voucher to move into a 3-bedroom apartment for her and her family. Wilson only had positive things to say about the voucher system.
It is fair because you still get to choose where you want to live.
Have there been any issues, any failures?
I do not personally know of any. Everyone that I have met and have run into, they, let me know, oh, I'm living over here at such and such a place, or yeah, I found my house over here by this school in this school district where I wanted to be. So it's been overall very good for most people that I've run into.
So far, it appears that Marietta has had great success with the voucher system. The future will be the one to tell whether or not the system will be able to hold up to the demands for the many Fort Hill residents that will soon need housing placement.